Get a chance to talk some hoops. Season is rapidly approaching. We get, of course, a doubleheader on Tuesday night as the NBA starts, and we're joined by Shane Battier, who had a terrific career, Tiki, as you know, 14 outstanding seasons in the NBA, great defender, and really known as one of the most selfless teammates, a good locker room guy. And this locker room could use a little, Tiki brings it down on a kid. Now, just kidding. Shane, how are you, buddy? What's happening?
I'm doing great. Good
Good
morning. Thanks for
man.
having me.
That's our pleasure.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm living the dream.
You look like fantastic still.
Well, I'm down on South Beach, so I got to keep appearing up, man.
It's all about the vanity down there.
Yeah,
I love that.
It is. You get shamed into it down there.
Now, you a white linen kind of guy? You don't strike me as that. You're not rocking that stuff, right?
I got my Cuban gatabatas, but no white linen.
Well, I actually think he's perfect to really start with the Warriors here, which is the huge story coming into the season. And we'll hit a few other things for sure. But when you look at the components of the successful team, there's so many aspects of it. Coaching, selflessness, shooting. I mean, everything you need. But in the league now, with the assembling of super teams, egos have to be checked at the door. So in terms of the Warriors, Shane, the onus is on which player to sacrifice the most at the start to make sure it's cohesive to start.
That's a trick question. It's all of them. It's all of them. Look, you can't win in any professional sport without talent. All right, talent gets you in the front door, but that only gets you in the front door. You need a shared sacrifice. This ain't about one guy saying, "Okay, I'm going to sacrifice for the good." It's everyone. Everyone has to do their part. When I played in Miami, the only reason it worked, was that every single player on that team took less money, took less years, took less shots, took less shine for the sake of championships. So we're in the locker room and things are going badly. There was no one saying, "Hey, well, I'm sacrificing and you're not." No, everyone was from the jump. And when you have that shared sacrifice, that look, the only reason we're here is to win a championship. You get through those rough patches a lot smoother.
Where does that start? Like, where does it? Because there's so many superstar kids. I'm using that word. Maybe it's incorrect, but I'm going to call them kids who come in. They haven't gone to college. Maybe they've done some things in high school where they had to play on a team. But where does that start? Because sometimes if it happens in the league already, it's too late, right? They're too selfish already.
Yeah.
How does that?
Yeah.
How do you manufacture that if it's not there innately, or you didn't go to a great college where your college coach taught you that?
Yeah, well, if you don't have that inherently, you have to have peer pressure in the locker room. Peer pressure is the greatest force, I would say greater than coaching in a locker room. You guys know this. Look, athletes are really insecure individuals, actually.
I'd agree with that.
When their biggest fear is being the outlier and being different from everybody else. And so when you have a group of knuckleheads and you are Mr. Joe Team and running over walls for the team, you look like an idiot. And so like the tendency is like, I'm not going to go all out for my team because I look like an idiot. Well, the same thing happens on great teams. When you have a team like the Spurs, with Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker, you look like an idiot if you're a knucklehead. And so if your culture is strong, if your top 3 guys are strong, top 4 guys, everyone else falls in line because no one wants to look like an idiot.
That's interesting. The way you put it, that makes a lot of sense. Shane Battier with us here on Tiki and Tierney. All right, so the Warriors, the onus is on everybody to sacrifice a little bit here. Let's get to the Thunder. And, for years, Shane, it seemed like Kevin Durant's steadiness in terms of his demeanor at times offset Russell Westbrook's volatility. Now, Kevin Durant's not there. We know Westbrook, he's probably the best athlete in the NBA. There's no doubting his skills. As the main guy, the main leader, is he fully equipped to do what he has to do to have this team continue to play well?
I'll tell you what, he is a tour de force, and he is a guy that you can rally behind. I mean, you saw when Durant was out last year. Russ says, "Follow me." And so while his delivery might not always be the most polished, he is one of the guys you can say, I'm going to follow his lead because he wants it. There's no denying that he wants it.
He's a football player playing basketball.
No question. Now, will he have to learn to incorporate his teammates a little better this year? Yes.
Okay.
But you can win with him, man. You can win big with him.
You think that'll be a challenge for him to get the guys involved?
I mean, he already played with an edge. Now he sees this perceived slap by Kevin Durant as as a slight to him personally.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And so I would not be surprised if he finishes in the top two in the MVP voting this year.
We've been saying the same thing. Shane Battier with us here on Tiki and Tierney. 14 terrific years in the NBA, champion and a great defender and one of the real good locker room guys. Of course, Duke stock. We know that.
Yep, Shane, I'm going to take you back to Duke, and I shouldn't be standing here comfortable with you in this room since I went
ACC,
to the
Come on,
University of
ACC.
Virginia. But we'll claim ACC. Now you're doing this thing with Pizza Hut. Now, as I first looked at this, I didn't realize this is an actual position.
Yes.
That is going to be hired, and they're going to get paid. It's not like an internship.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing to find the most passionate college fan, really fan, not base, fan. This is the fan. This is an individual.
This is one of the coolest promotions that I've been a part of. Pizza Hut is looking for the ultimate college sports fan. All right. And we are offering a job position. It pays $50,000 to attend every single, or as many as possible, Division I championship games. All right, so we're talking the Final Four in Phoenix this year. We're talking the Frozen Four in Chicago. We're talking the College World Series in Omaha. You get to go. You're a correspondent on behalf of Pizza Hut, so Snapchat, Facebook, all that good stuff. Unlimited amounts of pizza and $50,000 to share in the revelry of college sports. This is a position for someone who's passionate about college sports, about championships, and it's not just the big sports. This is cross country.
Yeah.
This is archery. This is bowling. This is a really, really neat experience. If you love sports, you go to blog.pizzahut.com. You apply today through November 6th. The job starts on November 14th. So get your entry. Your entry in.
So what do they have to do on this? They have to write something? How do they demonstrate that they are the ultimate fan?
Social media, probably, right?
Social,
You
yeah.
said
You have to have some personality, all right? This is not a job for a wallflower. You're going to get a press pass. You're going to be on the floor. You're going to be in the locker room. This is like all access.
This is cool.
This is all access, and basically all expense-paid trips to live the passion of NCAA sports.
That's pretty cool. That is an awesome concept. I like it. We'll tweet that out for you for sure. Shane Battier with us here on Tiki and Tierney. What do you make of the offseason the Knicks had? Obviously, Carmelo's back, and Tiki knows I respect him as a scorer. I just don't think he has it. I mean, maybe you disagree. That's my opinion. But with Rose and Noah, and obviously a new coach who I think could be pretty good, and Jeff, I like his concepts. Porzingis has a chance to be a star. Are the Knicks going to be a great disappointment, or are the Knicks going to be fun and decent this year?
I love Porzingis.
Yep.
I think he's a guy who can win.
Mm-hmm.
I think Carmelo is still an effective scorer if used with the right personnel. I worry about their shooting. They didn't do much to bring in a lot of outside shooting this year. They're one of the few teams you could zone and get away with. Porzingis is their best player, but obviously you don't want him shooting 10 threes a game. I saw them play an exhibition game against the Rockets, and it seems like they're caught in between styles.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hornacek wants to play more up-tempo, with Derrick Rose get up and down, play more spread, and it seems, but they're still trying to incorporate the triangle principles.
Yeah. Who else has a chance in the East? Because we say this and it's flippant. We're radio hosts. We don't have to really dig into it. But
Hey,
you know what I mean.
there, buddy.
But who has a chance other than the Cavaliers?
Yeah, Boston. Boston's interesting. Boston's tough. Look, a lot depends on LeBron. If something were to happen to LeBron, all of a sudden the East becomes very interesting. LeBron stays healthy, it's Cleveland in the finals. Mark it down right now. Boston has a shot with Al Horford this year. They had a really solid group. They play probably the most together out of any team in the Eastern Conference. But after that, it is a absolute coin flip.
I think the Pacers had a good offseason. But about the Celtics, and here's my one question with them, because I know they have pretty good depth, and they play pretty good team defense, and Stevens has a chance to be a
Awesome.
special.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good. You're down, 2, 3, 4 points on the road, 2 minutes to go. You need a bucket. I like Horford. I don't know if he's that, easy deuce or get to the free throw line guy in crunch time. Isaiah Thomas, who's good, but a little. Do they have the guy when they need a basket? That's the only thing I'm worried about.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which means they probably don't if you don't know.
And that's the difference. That's the difference. That's why the Spurs are great. That's why the Warriors are great. That's why the Cavs are great. You throw to that horse and say, horse, go get me some buckets. And that's why those guys get paid the big dollars. Now, look, Brad Stevens is an amazing coach. And I didn't think they had the year they had last year that they did. But we'll see. But I agree with you 100%. That is the difference in most NBA games, especially in the playoffs, where it just says, you know what, we're going pick and roll, and this guy's either going to get a free throw or a bucket for me.
14-year NBA vet Shane Battier with us here in studio. Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio.
We've heard a lot of beef between KD and Russ, and maybe it's an invented beef, but is there something serious there? I mean, like, I want to beat you up serious.
I told Tiki I think Westbrook's going to foul him into the front row. I think Westbrook's going to deck him at some point this year.
I think Russ plays angry, and I think he takes everything personally. I remember playing him in the 2012 finals, and I bumped him after a bucket. And he got in my face, and we got technical fouls. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, just relax a little bit. So I think that's who Russ is. That's what makes him great. He plays with such an amazing edge. I think KD, it'll be very interesting to see how he reacts the first time. And they play early. I think they play the first week of November.
They do. I think, they do. And then they don't play in Oklahoma City until February, which is kind of a disservice. We have to wait all these months to get it back in Oklahoma City.
It's going to be a fascinating study this year, just in terms of psychology.
Yeah.
To watch Westbrook.
Yeah.
To watch Durant, see how he assimilates into the Warriors. See how those other guys react to KD. They're no gimmies, and so that's going to be the fun. If you like psychological warfare, that's going to be the storyline this year.
Well, I do, which is why I think the Timberwolves are pretty fascinating, kind of along the lines of what Stan Van Gundy's implemented in Detroit, a winning culture that's born out of toughness and discipline and do the right thing, kind of an old school approach. The Timberwolves roster is pretty good.
Yeah.
And like you, I mean, I'm around the college game quite a bit. I've called some of Chris Dunn's games. I think he's going to have a chance to be an all league defender at some. I think Chris Dunn's going to be really good. Are the T-Wolves ready to win? I mean, are they a year away? And when I say win, I don't mean Western Conference Finals, but are they ready to make a 12, 13, 14 win jump and be a 4-5 seed? Can they do that this season?
I think that's a little bold.
You do.
I love Tibbs. I play for Tibbs. I think he's going to get those guys playing much harder, and that's the toughest thing for a young guy. A young guy is learning NBA defense and doing it every single night. They'll have flashes where, like, man, Tibbs has got them going. Then they'll have 2 weeks where they can't guard anybody. But again, you have to have horses to win. Towns, stud. He is a stud. You can win big with him. Wiggins is the X factor. I like Chris Dunn, but Wiggins is the guy. If Wiggins can be an impact scorer, he averaged 20 last year, but can he be an impact scorer in the fourth quarter when the game is on the line?
Big difference.
And then also play with mental stability on the defensive end to get stops. That's when they'll make their big jump. But I see them improving. I'm not going all in on the Wolves just yet.
Okay.
There's a lot of these kids, we talked about it earlier, from college who jump early, which makes it hard to look at the college game and say, well, this program's building off this guy because he had a great year. I mean, he goes to the NBA. Who do you like in college this year?
I like my guys.
Of course, I mean, you're biased.
But they only have 9 All-Americans. Why wouldn't you?
They have some serious
even
players
Coach K
this
can't
year.
keep kids in school anymore.
I know. It's and that bums me out. When I played, I was a 4-year guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun to play against guys for 3 or 4 years, and you get to know the players. And it's too bad that it's a different era. I think the NBA will correct that eventually, and there will be a situation where players will have to make a decision earlier to stay or to go. But look, still, when you go to the Final Four, there's nothing better than going to the Final Four. It's in Phoenix this year.
Yeah, no, we go as a show every year. It's a blast.
It's an amazing experience to go and be part of the championships. And if you win the Pizza Hut All-American, you get to go. But you'll see Duke there, like Kentucky. They always have a lot of talent.
Villanova's going to be good again. Everybody overlooks
really
Villanova.
good.
They still do. They're the champions.
They're a really good team. Jay Wright's a heck of a coach.
That's right.
Josh Jackson is a heck of a player at Kansas, so they have a shot. It's unfortunately, it was great last year. My wife's a Villanova Wildcat, so it was fun to watch them beat the Tar Heels.
Yeah, I love that.
But they're a really good program. But it's still a great sport.
Blog.pizzahut.com, the first ever Pizza Hut All-American. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate you joining us today.
Gentlemen, thank you.